Even then, there are people who they do a lot of pro bono work, and it is our job, it's our duty to do so.
There are a lot of students preparing for the judiciary exam, government exam, and law exam. So could you please share some general tips for them? They have faced a lot of difficulties when they was in your law schools, and they doesn't know about how to go into the law and law field, and how they can achieve some success in law field, how where we have to go into law sector. So you have to any, could you please share some tips for
Well,
them?
I don't know if I'm the right person to speak about that, because I'm somebody who had, um, you know, uh, only practiced in court post my degree. So I can perhaps tell you that how you can survive in the profession. And the only thing I can tell you is the tip is to hang on here. If you just hang on and don't give up, you will survive. But as a as somebody who's been like for 7 8 years teaching law students, I have noticed that my students, typically by the time they come to final year, they do pick up, either want to go for a corporate, so they want to sit in the campus placement for the college, or they want to take up a government job. So sometimes it is offered by way of a campus placement, or a lot of PSUs, they actually have their own recruitment method where they come out with a notification. Some of them want you to sit for an entrance exam and they score you accordingly. And you may also want to sit for the judicial services examination or civil services examination. But whatever you may want to decide to become or you want to do, the one thing which is common is this, that if you want to study law, you have to master language. It is easier said than done. We are also trying to learn the language every day and improvise on our own language every day. But it is extremely important. So the first thing is that you should know. So as a student of law, the most important thing that you can't get away with is reading. It is our job, whether you are a judge or you're a lawyer, corporate or in litigation, or you're working in a PSU. Our job is to read the papers and read them minutely. So it's better that you get into that habit even now when you're in a college. So later on, you may pick up anything. The unfortunate thing, what has happened is this is something I'm saying with a little bit of sense. I know I don't want to sound too critical or judgmental here, but I'm saying this with a sense of responsibility as a teacher who has been teaching law students for about 7 8 years now. I think that my students over the year have lost the habit of reading. With the advent of technology, I mean, the newspaper has been replaced by apps, but you will not develop a language by apps. You have the idea as a lawyer is to develop a language. So even when technology is supposed to aid us, help us. If you want to shift from a file to a tag, you're most welcome to do that. There is nothing wrong in it. We must, go ahead and make best use of technology and improve our skills and make us our work more productive. But you should not, technology must not make you less fertile. So if please continue to read. Do not, sometimes the problem is the screen time is because now we all have videos and movies and everything at the drop of our fingertips. So when it is there with us, right there in front of us, it becomes, what has not changed is this, that we still have only 24 hours. So a lot of time, there is no time left in a student's life for reading things outside law. And the more you read outside law, the more it is going to help you with your study of law. And you can try it actually. This is something you will understand law much better. You will understand the concepts much better if you have a general understanding of subjects generally. If you understand history, if you understand geography, if you understand uh, politics, if you understand political science, you understand art, you will understand the law better. So an understanding of these subjects will go a long way. But unfortunately, this is where I think we are failing. We are failing as teachers, and step by step, our students are losing the habit of reading.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Ma'am, my last personal question is for you. Like you are practicing in Supreme Court of India. Could you share some experience?
Oh, every day is wonderful. So one thing I can say for those who want to practice in Supreme Court is we many ways, but one way is this which make this very different because there is no appeal. So sometimes, the approach that your matter becomes very different. But somebody who's aspiring to become a lawyer and practice in Supreme Court, please remember that here the gestation period is longer because number one, it is a court which does not permit anybody other than advocate on records to file vakalatnama. And dummy filings is a misconduct, which means just signing a matter without really being involved there, without being in the court, is a misconduct for an AOR. So this is something which is depreciated. It's not something which is recommended, or it is actually not even advisable if you want to really have a career in Supreme Court. So in this context, if you want to practice in Supreme Court, you want to take that exam. Now that exam, you must undergo a training which will only start after 4 years. So by the time you become an AOR, you automatically end up having about 4-5 years of experience. So the I filed my vakalatnama for the first time in Supreme Court after 6 years of enrollment, which happens to a person to an advocate practicing in a trial court immediately after graduating, immediately after his enrollment in the same year. So you see the gestation period in that sense is longer. So you have to be patient. You have to be very clear, and you have to have a faith that yes, this is what you want to do. And believe me, if you if money is not something that thrills you, then the initial years um, uh, you know, of practice when you are in a senior saber can be perhaps the most exciting time of your life. I mean, I still recollect every, it will be filled with anecdotes. It will be filled with laughter. It will be filled with fun, excitement. And believe me, uh, every day is exciting. Every day in a life of a lawyer is extremely exciting. There is no dull day ahead.
Finally, thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your beautiful journey. And today, I feel really honored that I got to take a chance to take your blessing, ma'am. And thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure.